Welcome back, everyone, to the Letheans Let's Play of... oh goodness, TerraFirmaCraft. I was about to say test pack please ignore, because that is basically all I've been playing for a while. But I know you guys like to see me play TerraFirmaCraft occasionally, so here I am. Now, it's been so long, I don't rightly recall what I planned to do next. I remember that I finished up the storage room downstairs here, and that we had just recently gotten some iron going. It looks like I have a little bit cooking in the bloomery at the moment. But other than that, I'm not sure what's happening in this world. So let's take a look. Let's see the state of things. First, let's take a look at the time. So we're in the middle of summer. We have berries. I've got some food that looks like it's actually not horrible. Potato, bread, mutton, strawberries. Let's check out our barrels. Oh, looks like I've got a hide that needs to get transferred to the next stage. Now, first I need to slice it. There we go. We've got our crops growing in the field. We can check those next. After we check. Okay. Cool. It looks like we've at least got some tomatoes in the back there. Let's grab the hoe and change its mode to see whether crops are done yet. These guys are not. Oh, these are. Let's see what we can do about that. Ah, green beans. Cool. And I'll replant them because we're still in summer, so they may have time yet to grow again. Actually, I should plant them in different piece of dirt, though, up here, where there are likely more nutrients. Still none of our grains have fully grown yet. And our peppers haven't. Oh, but we've got some tomatoes. Let's harvest them. Tomatoes are nice because you can just right-click on them, and the plant will stay behind. This way we can get more than one harvest per season, or per year. Looks like some of the cabbage has grown all the way. And we'll replant that. Ooh, and condense what we've got. Cool. And finally we'll check some of this jute. One piece. Cool. So these will continue to grow, and I'm sure we'll get quite a bit more produce before the year is out. We also have all these fruit trees, which don't yet seem to be producing fruit this year. Let's see if we've got room for any vegetables in here. Not there. We will have to get a new jug. Where have I put those? Probably down in the basement. Yeah. Cool. And the jute, no, I don't think so, grass. Oh, I'm sure the jute is somewhere downstairs as well. We'll take care of that later. Oh, looks like our bloomery's done. We'll harvest that in a second. We don't have charcoal at the moment in the charcoal maker, but we have a little over a stack. That'll serve us for the moment. Out in the pasture, we have our lovely barn. Oof, I still think it's honestly one of the best looking buildings I've ever made in Minecraft. Ah, and we've got some of our Douglas fir starting to grow. Just one so far, but I'm sure in a couple days we'll get the whole row, and we can then fell it. Awesome. So that's where we are. Oh no, looks like the sheeps can get out of the pasture and into the wrong side of this. So I think I need 2 more fence posts. Let's run and grab those. We can put our jute downstairs at the same time. And let's think about what we want to do today. There are a couple of things I am keen to find or build. So one thing that I would love to build is a tannery. I don't like that we just have our barrels out here in the open. I think we can make a nice little building where we can get leather turning into, or hide turning into leather. I think that would be very nice. There we go. The other thing I'd like to do is get cows, which we will have to find adventuring in the world. In the meantime, I also have to keep working on getting more iron to upgrade our anvil, and to then eventually build all the necessary components for making steel. So, to that end, let us first mine out the iron bloom that's formed here. Oh, come on. Oh, did not expect that to happen, but okay. There we go. 500%. Because I wanted to make sure that I got... I got full ingots. For every 100% you get an ingot, so having 60% doesn't really help me that much. Okay, I will start cooking up more iron in a moment. Remember, we need 7 double ingots in order to get an anvil, so we'll need 14 ingots total. Is this iron? Yeah, so we have 2 ingots of iron right now. And an extra 3, that's 5, plus 5, so we have 10. We need 4 more ingots worth. So that's actually 1 more run of the bloomery, and then theoretically we will be able to have iron. Oh, and I cooked up some more jugs because I only had the 1. Okay, these can get stored downstairs. In the pottery chest. Okay. The other thing I'd like to find eventually is some cinnabar. Cinnabar is the mineral from which you can derive redstone. If we get some redstone, we can actually do something interesting that will greatly help my ability to smith. But yeah, I think this episode we will have the best time if we build our tannery. Eventually I want to have like a nice little couple of buildings around here. We've got the house which has the blacksmith attached to it, but eventually we might move the smithy out or expand it within. I'm not certain, but I think we can afford to have a number of other little buildings around. We don't need to keep expanding the same house. And we need to have our tannery somewhere close to this water source. So let's think about where we might want it. There's the obvious choice, and that would be right here where the barrels already are, but I think that would block our view of the farm, and it's really nice to be able to see those crops as we leave the house, just so that we can always keep an eye on whether they're ready to be harvested. The other place I was thinking that could house a building is right here. It has access to the water, which is what we need. This water is still fresh, right? Yeah. So that's a plus for this area. In addition, if we start building here, we can start actually building all of our buildings around this sort of pond area. And I think that'll look really nice, and given that a number of buildings will require water, for example, if we ever want to make a brewery, that will need water. I think this will be a good place to start that. And in thinking of that, we want to make sure that we still have room on this side for a path. So what I think we should do is just... I don't have any blocks with me. TerraFirmaCraft. I've got to get my head into the TerraFirmaCraft game. I think I will lay out the basic foundation for the tannery, and then come back and we can figure out what we're going to build it out of and what we need inside. So give me a few moments to collect some resources and figure out where I want everything exactly, and I'll be right back. I actually have no idea what I want this building to look like. So why don't we figure it out together? Let's think about the needs that this building has. What we need is an efficient way to process hides that come in. If we go out on a hunting trip, kill a couple bears, get hides of various sizes, we want to be able to process process more than one of them at a time. So we will need quite a few barrels. And the barrels need to get filled. They need to get filled with water and then sometimes other components, lime or wood to make tannin. So what we want, I think, is actually a room that has an open area of water that we can access. At the same time, we want it to be secure from mobs and other threats. Mobs, I guess. So, what I think we need to do is have the majority of the building here, but then have a little bit of it overhang the water. But not too much. So, let's think. If we just have sort of supports coming up here and maybe here, that will support the back end of the building. What might be nice is a view out the back. So what we can do eventually is put fence here to cover up this area. It will be almost like a mesh or like a porch. I don't know. Then I was thinking we would ring the floor with this cobblestone. Did I do that with the barn? I did not. I like the look of that, you know, sort of like the standard village houses in vanilla. I'm just a little worried how that's going to work here in the water, but let's see. And this room doesn't, or building, I suppose, doesn't have to be huge. We need it to hold enough barrels to actually do its job, but we don't want it to take up a massive amount of space. So I think this is a good width if we've got barrels against each wall, and we can stack them up. We still have room to walk through it. Although, yeah, we can just have barrels. I'm wondering how we should set the barrels up. We've got a number of different liquids that we need to use, and they've got an order in which you need to use them. It goes, what, lime, water, tannin? Or is it water, tannin, water? Okay, so it's lime water, water, water. Okay, let's see. It's been a while, as I said. We don't need to put this in water again. Okay. So it's actually just a series of 3 liquids. So why don't we make sure that we can easily set up little areas of the 3 liquids. The way we have it set up currently, we could have a wall of water, a wall of lime water, and then theoretically tannin could go against this wall, but I think if we do that, because we need a door, there won't be a lot of room for tannin. Yeah, I think we need to move this whole wall out 1 more, at least. And then we're also going to have kind of an attic or loft in this building, much like we have currently in the barn. because I think that will really add some character to the room, and we can theoretically store extra barrels of liquid there. Oh my. It takes a very long time to chop a log. Okay, so if we move this pillar over to here, and then put our stone along this way, now we can have a door here in the middle. Excellent. And this has 3 on either side of it. So if we look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this will probably want to be extended, say 2 more in this direction, and then the door will go here. Even though I don't have to, I often like putting my doors in the symmetrical center of a wall face. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, and I made a mistake by putting this cobble here and this cobble here, because those will be logs rising up like this. Okay. And then, well, okay, first we need to use up some more of our materials so that we actually have inventory space. Great. Now we can make some planks. Oh, good. Here we go. Okay. And these planks will then outline the door. And let's see, we'll probably want this wall to be a little higher. This we will put fences in. Again, you know, like windows, they're going to keep it open and airy in here. And then, let's see, this is 2, 4. This is 2, 5. Okay. So we can put some wood here, and then again, fences can go under here as windows. My goal is to make this very open, very airy, not feel claustrophobic, because we already have a hole in the ground in which we live. The rest of our buildings, I think, should really embrace the air. Okay, give me a couple minutes. I will lay out the rest of the foundation for the building, probably do a little bit more of the building up, and put the fences in these windows, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am just finishing off some of these windows. As you can see, I've placed barrels in here. I am a little sad that I made them all out of the, oh, it says oak barrel, but they're all spruce or sequoia. I should have waited and made them out of our spruce, but that's okay. And now we will put as much of this back on as we can. I don't know yet what I am going to do about the roof. I think I definitely want a roof, but I don't want to have to go through the hassle of making a stone roof like that again, even though I think it looks really nice and goes really well with the white fences, the white cedar fences that we're using for our windows. It's just a lot of hassle to collect the stone and then to smooth the stone out afterwards. But I think that's going to just about do it for this episode. We have effectively a functioning tannery now. It's certainly not the most beautiful building yet, and some of the details are not yet completed. A roof will make it look a lot better, and I may even end up switching out the barrels inside because it's a little much on the red. Ugh. Okay, so now for something a little more serious, I suppose. The state of this TerraFirmaCraft Let's Play. I know that you guys prefer it. I think the vast majority of you prefer it to Test Pack Please Ignore. But it's kind of less fun for me to make, at least right now. That's why it's been so long since I've made one. And I'm thinking that I might put TerraFirmaCraft on hold, at least until the next version of it is released, which should be in the next couple of months. Again, I know a lot of you like it, and I'm sorry that I won't be making much more of it for the time being. I don't know. There's something about it right now that hasn't been holding my attention. The Test Pack Please Ignore world has really been exciting me. And, if you haven't checked that out, why don't you check out a couple of my episodes of that? I think that Test Pack Please Ignore is a really cool and awesome mod pack. It goes in a completely different direction than TerraFirmaCraft. You will very quickly gain immense magical and technological power, but because it has so many crazy mods in it, there are intricacies and interactions that are really exciting to explore and work with. So I hope if you've only been watching this TerraFirmaCraft series that you'll give it a try. I think it can be pretty exciting. And that's mostly what I'm going to be playing for the time being. I have some ideas about another series that I will begin soon, but it's not actually even going to be Minecraft. I've really been wanting to play a Let's Roleplay of Skyrim. I know, completely different audience. So if this doesn't interest you, just give me like 10 seconds to sell you on the idea. So I plan on playing Skyrim as a merchant who basically flat out refuses to fight, and I'm just going to run around the world and see what I can do. See how long I can survive, how much money I can make, without ever actually killing anything myself. And, if I get bored, maybe I'll advance the character and he'll, step up to his destiny as Dovahkiin. If you haven't played Skyrim, super fun. I think it'll be cool. Anyway, it's going to be fun for me to make, and that's really why this channel exists. But thanks for watching. and hope you have enjoyed this series. I don't know if when I start up TerraFirmaCraft again, it'll be the same world or not. I have some interesting ideas, and potentially next time I play TerraFirmaCraft, I'll implement them with having a multiplayer server where everyone can take on a different role, a blacksmith, a tanner, a farmer, etc. I think that would be really super fun. But for the time being at least, my multiplayer server is tied up with the test pack Please Ignore world. Once I'm done with that, I'll have that server potentially to run a TerraFirmaCraft world on, which would be cool. And I'd probably do that around when the new update gets released, so that we can all explore that together. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I think this has been a really exciting series, and no promises, but maybe I'll revisit this world in the not too distant future. I really had a fun time here, and maybe my TerraFirmaCraft fatigue will wear off. I'm not certain, but thank you for watching. Let's sleep in our comfy bed one last time. Bye.